guys and gals? It's your boy Bama RLG coming to you on a Friday, the day before game day. We are just shy of 24 hours away from this year's Orange Bowl matchup between the University of Alabama Crimson Tide and the Sooners of Oklahoma. We're going to get a chance to see who the true Heisman Trophy winning quarterback is. We all believe it should have been Tua. Kyler won the award, but this year's Alabama defense is ready to show the world that they voted the wrong way. Got a really exciting video for you guys today. We're going to hear from BamaBros, get some of her thoughts on this weekend's matchup. We're going to go down to Miami, Florida, talk to Stephen M. Smith and get his thoughts on the game as well. Then we'll wrap up the video with the other half of the BamaBros, Roll Tide Randall. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, comment below, and subscribe to our channel to be eligible to win prizes and our drawings for every 100 followers. Let's go right now up to BamaBros, let her kick this thing off right and get her thoughts on what she thinks we're going to have to do this weekend for the Crimson Tide to come out victorious. BamaBros, go ahead.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's BamaBros17 on Twitter, and some even know me as Tina. Let's just take a second and talk about this Alabama-Oklahoma matchup. What a game, right? This is a two-game season for Alabama now. So, the keys to victory for Alabama. While a lot of people are looking at Alabama's offense, I think the offense is going to be just fine. I have no faith in Oklahoma's defense whatsoever. And I know I hear a lot of people say Alabama needs to go on some long, sustained drives and keep Kyler Murray on the sideline. And I like the idea of that. I'm just not sure that's going to happen that way. From what I've seen from Oklahoma's defense, they can't stop the run. And if they can't stop the run, you know, you're looking at a Josh Jacobs or a Najee Harris could all of a sudden take what we think is going to be a short gainer and bust 70 yards. So next thing you know, that long drive was out the window. So I just have no faith Oklahoma can get stops in any way possible. So, and on the flip side of that, Oklahoma wants to get Alabama in their game, right? And their game is simple, and that is to outscore and to get into a shootout, because that's their best path to victory, is to get into a shootout and just absolutely outscore Alabama. Now, Alabama don't want to get in that type of football game. Alabama wants to set the tone, and they want to play their kind of football game. So, in order to do that, the key to this football game is going to be Alabama's defense. Alabama's defense has got to come out and attack. They've got to be aggressive, and they've got to contain Kyler Murray. Set the edges, keep him in that pocket. If they can keep him in that pocket, get in his face and attack and make him uncomfortable. Make him make mistakes, throw some 50-50 balls. And Oklahoma likes to dink and dunk and throw those slants across the middle. So that's where Mack Wilson comes in. Mack Wilson has got to have a great game. If Mack Wilson can have a great game and our D-line can perform like I think that they can, and I've seen them do, listen, they've all played great, you know, in spurts. I want to see them all do it collectively and just come out and attack. If they can do that, this is going to be a long night for Oklahoma. Alabama would get the stops. Oklahoma will not get a stop. So that would set up for a very long night for Oklahoma. And I could see that happening. Now, if Oklahoma somehow manages to get Alabama in a shootout, I still think Alabama wins. So either way, Alabama wins, maybe within the points or maybe with the blowout. I prefer the blowout. That said, my personal opinion is it's still on to the national championship. So, I'm going to toss it back over to BamaBros. That's just my take. Roll Tide.
All right, BamaBros, we really appreciate you giving us your thoughts on the game. Now we want to go down to Miami, Florida. Stephen M. Smith is on location. He's going to share with us what he thinks that we should be expecting in this matchup this weekend and share a little bit about what he's seen as far as team preparation goes up to this point. Go ahead, Stephen M. Let's hear what you got.
What's going on, people? This is Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, doing this for my guys BamaBros, starting my man Ricky Green. I got to Miami on yesterday at 7:40 p.m. It was a long 10, 12-hour drive. So still kind of jet lag, tired lag, whatever you want to call it, from a trip. But excited for this game. First time down here in Miami, Florida. First time for the Orange Bowl. Really extremely excited. It was at the Hard Rock today for Alabama's Media Day, for Alabama's practice. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff happened, from truly understanding what transpired with Deontay Brown, Elliott Baker, and Kedrick James. Those three suspended for the rest of the season, out indefinitely. We don't know what the future for those three will entail, since their incident comes from NCAA issues. But aside from that, offensively, this team very upbeat about Tua. I talked to a lot of players who are saying, hey, he's good, slinging the ball well. It's like he's never been hurt. He's out there being Tua, laughing, having fun, playing football, throwing the ball around with his brother. So good news on Tua. Josh Jacobs at running back. This kid is ready to have a beast of a football game. If I was Alabama, I would give him the ball, let him make the beats, and get the heck out the way. Because he's running angry, he's blocking angry, the pass catching's angry. Just this entire week of practice, I got a chance to talk to tight end Hale Henches. He told me this man has added a little bit more anger to everything he has done this week. And with that being said, it does not bode well for Oklahoma, seeing an angry Josh Jacobs, somebody of which it did not even offer a scholarship to during his time in Oklahoma prior to Alabama making the first move. So Tua's good, Josh Jacobs really good. Defensively, Alabama not feeling all of this talk about a shootout. We've heard from Mack Wilson. We've heard from Quentin Williams. I got a chance myself to speak to Brian Robinson today, running back, and he's like, Oklahoma's good, Oklahoma's great, but we do what we're supposed to do. We play Bama football. This ain't going to be much of a ball game. Kyler Murray's okay, but we got the capability to shut this guy down. So the players on offense and players on defense not feeling any of this talk about shootout. Jamie Mosley spoke with me and said, hey, we got a standard here. Our standard is we knock out everybody we play. We take on the challenge of everybody we play, and we shut them down. I even spoke with the Yabi Noma, and he's like, that quarterback, Kyler Murray, he's the one keeping me from helping my grandmother. So my goal is kill. I'm killing everybody on the opposite side of me, or who is not one of my brothers. So Anoma, Josh Jacobs, Brian Robinson, just so many guys on this team, animated, hyped up, ready to play some good football against Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good press conference today. Basically touched on addressing the whole he's not transferring ordeal, he's not transferring question. So kind of want people to stop asking him that question, but that's on that end. Jalen Hurts laughing around in good spirits, just continue to state that he's here and he's trying to be here, and here is his only place of a venue, here being the University of Alabama. Last but not least, folks, I mean, this is a huge game. If I had a score prediction to put on this, I would go Alabama. I'll go Alabama 45, Oklahoma 10. I would literally go 45 to 10. If I had a score prediction to put on this, that's what I would basically do. I just don't see, with Alabama's ability to run the football, Tua's ability to be lights out as a passer, and plus, even though he may not be 100%, him at 80, 85% in practice today looked pretty darn good, moving around, flipping his hips, throwing the football, turning, twisting, maneuvering. He, along with linebacker Terrell Lewis, looked pretty good there. So 45 to 10. Flipping this back over to my guys at BamaBros, Ricky Green, his brother. I know they got BamaBros featured on this too, but this is yours truly, Stephen Smith. I'm live here, Miami Gardens, Florida, for the Orange Bowl. Thank you.
All right, Stephen M. Smith, we really appreciate you checking in with us today. Stephen's down in Miami getting ready to take in this Orange Bowl matchup. Really appreciate you stopping in today, Stephen, and giving us what you got. Now we're going to go down to Cartersville, Georgia, to the other half of the BamaBros team, Roll Tide Randall. Hey, Randall, what you got for us today, man?
What's going on, everybody? It's Roll Tide Randall, one half of the hashtag BamaBros. I'm going to get into what I feel will be the game within the game tomorrow, and then I'll do some predictions just after that. So the key matchup to me in the game tomorrow, I feel, is going to be Alabama's defensive line and front seven versus Oklahoma's offensive line. I know there's a lot of talk about Kyler Murray, and he's a pretty good player, but I feel like that offensive line in front of him has allowed him to do a lot of things, especially when he gets outside of the pocket, running around, extending plays. It's because he's got some good blocking up front. Isaiah Buggs, he leads our team in sacks this year. I feel he's going to have a good game tomorrow. He's big, he's physical, probably not the fastest guy, but he's very strong, uses good technique, and he's shown all season long he can get to the quarterback. Everybody knows about Quinnen Williams, possible top 5 pick in this upcoming NFL draft. He does an outstanding job, the total package. Jonah Williams said earlier in the year that practicing against Quinnen Williams was like trying to block a 300-pound bar of soap. So that tells you this guy can get to the quarterback. He's slippery, he's quick, great technique, uses his hands, gets to the ball, and I think he's probably going to give Kyler Murray some trouble tomorrow. I know that their offensive line won the Joe Moore Award, but there's a couple more people that I feel could have an impact tomorrow, and it's not because of their power. It's more because of their speed. We haven't seen a ton of Iyabi Anoma this season, but when he has came in, he's flashed. He's shown that he is the 5-star that everybody thought he was when we picked him up in last year's recruiting class. Look for him to have a big game tomorrow. His speed off the edge is unmatched. He's great. Possible Terrell Lewis, I'm not sure. Haven't heard whether he's going to be playing or not, although we did get news that he did announce he was going to come back for the 2019 season, which is good news in itself. Anthony Jennings has shown kind of what he was pretty good at last year and these past few games, getting up, getting his hands up high, batting balls down. With Kyler Murray being 5'9", they say 5'10". I say probably closer to 5'8", 5'9". But I feel like he could give him some trouble getting his hands up in the air. That could be part of the game plan. I have heard from various defensive linemen during their interviews throughout the bowl preparation that they have been working on getting up. They understand that Kyler Murray is a shorter quarterback, and if we can keep these offensive linemen pushed off of us and we can win that game within the game, I think we take the victory home tomorrow. My prediction for the game, Oklahoma's going to get a few points. They're going to score some, but this Alabama defense is really going to hold strong. I feel like Tua and Jalen, good mix of the two. We're putting up points. We're going to run the ball. We're going to throw it down the field. I don't think we're going to change the game plan and just try to go at them 4 or 5 yards at a time running the ball. I think we're going to do what Alabama's been doing all season. We're going to put points on the board, and we're going to keep them from scoring. So my final prediction for the game tomorrow, Alabama 48, Oklahoma 24. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Roll Tide Randall, one half of the BamaBros. Check us out on Twitter, #BamaBros. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.